All right. I'd like to call to order the April 24th, 2025 regular meeting of the Park Board of Commissioners. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. Monica, can we have a roll call, please?
President Gibson?
Here.
Vice President Ruffing?
Here.
Commissioner Ansier?
Here.
Commissioner Jacks? Absent. Commissioner Janner?
Here.
Commissioner Risvold? Absent. Commissioner Thompson?
Here. All right. Thank you. Are there any matters from the public?
There are not.
All right. Monica, could you please read the consent agenda?
Item 3.1, approved March 2025 disbursements made through the Bank of America Purchasing Card Program in the amount of $330,733.91. 3.2, approved March 2025 FinTech disbursements in the amount of $2,719.54. 3.3, approved March 27, 2025 regular meeting minutes. 3.4, approve April 10th, 2025 regular meeting minutes. 3.5, approve April 10th, 2025 executive session closed meeting minutes. 3.6, award the contract for the Polo Club Park Playground Development Project to Innovation Landscape, Inc. with a lowest responsive and responsible bid in the amount of $166,638, and to authorize staff to carry a further 5% contingency for a total authorized expenditure for the project in an amount not to exceed $174,970. 3.7, approve Ordinance 1072, declaring necessity of use and authorizing the transfer of properties for the benefit of the Naperville Park District. That is all.
Thank you. Are there any items to be removed from the consent agenda and considered separately? Hearing none.
Move to accept consent agenda items 3.1 through 3.7.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Vice President Ruffing?
Yes.
Commissioner Thompson?
Yes.
Commissioner Ansier?
Yes.
Commissioner Janner?
Yes.
President Gibson?
Yes.
Move to approve consent agenda items 3.1 through 3.7.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. No unfinished business. We'll move on to discussion and new business. Meadow Glen's Fitness Stations renovation.
Good evening. Contract for this project is expected to be presented to the Park Board for approval in May. The scope of work includes replacing fitness equipment at all 6 stations along the asphalt trail at Meadow Glens. Surfacing for each station will also be updated to be ADA compliant. Pending contract approval, it is anticipated that the work will be completed in the summer season. We just want to provide an update to the board tonight about this project.
Any questions or comments? Yeah.
How old are they? Like whenever
They were last replaced in 2012,
Okay.
so they're coming up about 13 years. Our staff confirmed they're in need of replacement, so that's why we put on the capital plan.
Okay. Are they, I haven't been there. Are they at all similar to the ones that were built at the
Nike?
Frontier Park?
Oh, Frontier?
Yeah.
Yeah, these were a little bit different, and there's we have playground vendors. There's also vendors that fabricate fitness equipment. So our staff kind of look back and gather input from also the playground selection process on the fitness equipment to identify what's the best equipment in the manufacturer, and that's what's going to be proposed to be placed at Meadow Glens. Mm-hmm. Sure.
Cool. I know over the last couple of years I've seen, in our resident feedback, people asking specifically for these stationary fitness things. So I'm glad to see that we're updating them.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, great. Any other questions? Nope. All right. Next one, you as well?
Yes.
All right, then I'm not. Go ahead.
Yeah, so the donation agreement between Max's Mission and the Naperville Park District to install and display murals at Centennial Park. So this is per the April 4th, 2025 weekly packet memo. Max's Mission desires to furnish and install 2 concrete structures and 4 murals. So it'd be a mural on each side of 1 concrete structure. So that's a total of 4 for display by the Naperville Park District adjacent to the Rothermel Family Skate Facility at Centennial Park that will accomplish 3 main goals. Add beauty to the park, help the people in Naperville and the skaters to see and appreciate the diversity and creativity of the skate community, and include a message of hope and information for those struggling with mental health. Max's Mission is a nonprofit organization that was established by the Wyjenko family in Naperville to honor the life and legacy of their beloved son, Max. The organization's mission is to provide support, outreach, and empowerment to those impacted by suicide loss through postvention and community outreach. Recently, representatives of Max's Mission shared with staff that the organization, considering its Grant award totals and Max's mission contribution is approximately $6,200 short of the $41,600 total estimated cost of the project. The representatives asked if the Park District would be open to contributing funds toward the project to cover the current remaining balance in the amount of $6,200. Additionally, M.M. Peters, the proposed concrete contractor for the project, is willing to donate $5,000 in labor to the project, and our Parks Department staff are open to conducting the excavation and haul off the soil to minimize costs, which is part of the $41,600 total estimated cost for the project. So included in the April 4th, 2025 packet was a draft terms and conditions of donation agreement between Max's Mission and the Naperville Park District to install and display murals at Centennial Park. The intent is to present this topic for discussion today and receive any comments and questions regarding the proposed project and draft donation agreement. If the Park Board wishes to accept the mural artwork, and so that's part of the handout that I shared with the board this evening, the first page is the proposed location at the Rotherwell skate facility at Centennial Park, and just adjacent to the east of that is the two concrete structures, as well as in the packet are the 4 mural artwork concepts that we want to share with the board this evening. But if that was included in the weekly packet, but perhaps if the Park District was open to that, as well as the $6,200 to proceed with the project, then staff will finalize and present the donation agreement for approval at an upcoming Park Board meeting. We can have it ready as early as May 8th. So we just want to share that with the board this evening.
Are there any questions?
Yeah, I know in 2021 we had something similar with the Gold Star families. As I recall, that group came before us and kind of talked about the project and everything like that. Does this group intend to come before the board and talk about this, or use you as a messenger? Or?
Yes, they definitely can come forward and speak to the project. They asked, they had a meeting with us and said, if we're comfortable with it, to present it to the board. If the board would like a presentation from them, they can. But as staff, they felt comfortable with us presenting it to the board. So at this time, we wanted to present it. But if the board wanted them to come and present, they could do that. But they just, they thought that, we've done this many times before. We've been updating the Parks and Rec Committee and the board on this for several months. And they thought that, we were prepared to present that.
And the family has a relationship with Park District staff, right? We've held events, or they've held events. I know there's a
Yeah, they've held,
longstanding.
they have held events for the skaters at the park. I know that last year that there was an event that they had held, I believe, at the Frontier Skate Facility.
Correct.
Sure. I believe that when we did the open houses for the Rothermel, for the skate facility, they were involved. I think I might have been
Absolutely.
there
Mhm.
as well. They've been.
Yeah, they've been involved in the community, and it's just a message that when we discussed it with the Parks and Rec Committee, that was something very important to the district.
Yeah.
And we thought we'd just continue on with that process. So this is where we're at today. And that's why we prepared the draft terms and conditions agreement, essentially the entire package for the board to consider, which was in the April 4th meeting weekly packet. So we just want to see where the board's at with it. If there is an interest from the board, a consensus for us to proceed, we will draft a donation agreement and prepare it and present it to the board for consideration at the May 8th meeting.
Yeah, we've talked about this obviously several times in the Parks and Rec Committee meeting over the last several months, maybe even it's been close to a year. And ever since the idea was first brought to us, I started following Max's Mission on social media, and what they do for the community and for mental health awareness and suicide awareness is so important, and it's so strongly aligned with our mission, vision, and values. So I personally am very comfortable with the 6,000-ish donation.
As for the artwork itself, I mean, I'm trying to, obviously it screams diversity, which is great, we all support that. I'm trying to connect the dots between what I see here, or what a random person coming up would see, and mental health and suicide awareness. Is there, because I know that's part of the mission, what's your take on like connecting the dots between that, in terms of actually accomplishing the mission from that
Yeah, so
standpoint?
I think a part of this, if there's an interest by the board to proceed, there would be community outreach and PR to inform the public. There's also on the murals the logo of Max's Mission, as Commissioner Ruffing mentioned, so they can Google it and learn more about it. So there would be a lot of ways for the people to be aware of what that is about, what that means.
Would there be like some kind of QR code or something? I mean, I'm just trying to make the if we're going to do this, that it really accomplishes the mission that they're trying to do. I suppose a 15, 16-year-old kid can Google it, but
Sure.
either some words of inspiration, some way of connecting so that people that see this, it does what they're trying to do, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I think we can definitely add something to supplement that, whether it's like a temporary sign or a sign adjacent to the murals to let people know more what it's about and where to get additional information.
Yeah, that was just my take on it.
Was there already going to be like a sign or plaque or something with it? Just so people, just pointing out to Max.
We talked about it, but it's a small detail. We haven't got to that point yet, but
Okay.
It's definitely something we can consider. Yes.
988.
Yeah, because I would say there is a lot of imagery in there that does allude to the suicide awareness, the 988, the semicolon. So a lot of people are familiar with those symbols, so it's definitely worked in there already. I would just think, as far as like a plaque, would be more just to draw attention to their organization, to Max's mission, so that people can support them further as well.
Okay.
Executive Director Wilson, did you? No, we're good. Okay. Any other questions or I'm sorry, you're looking for consensus to move forward from the board.
Yes, to present a donation agreement to the board for approval to proceed with the project.
All right. Well, I won't get to vote on
And
it.
and
but
then
I
also to include the $6,200.
I absolutely support this, although I recognize I won't be here. But
Okay.
all right, so I guess we've got.
Yeah, I would just say, try to make the connection. I mean, I think Commissioner Yancey makes a great point, like people know what if you're a 14 or 15-year-old kid, you don't necessarily know what these symbols or whatever means. So I think just trying to make that connection for kids, because we have to think, the target audience here is what, 14, 15, 16-year-old kids, maybe younger. And if we're really trying to draw awareness to it, we should make the connection a little stronger, in my opinion.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a couple of nits with the mural, but I'll talk to you about it.
All
Great.
I said I've got a couple of legal concerns with, so, like, for example, the riding the rail on a stairway, you built the skate park so that people don't ride rails on stairways. So we need to change that, because we're not going to encourage them to go outside the skate park. And then I wanted to know why the Philippine flag.
We can ask about that.
Yeah. And then for the QR code, to Commissioner Janer's point, there's no reason we can't put our own interrupt QR code on there that the police force have about suicide prevention.
Well, this is just a concept, right? I mean, this isn't permanent, so I'm sure.
Yes,
as
so
they
this
come
is all
through-
very good. This is a draft tonight.
Yeah.
This is exactly what we were looking for, to receive this type of input and collaboration and discussion, and then we'll take it back. But the intent is to finalize this artwork and include it in the final package, so you as a board know exactly what you're approving with the donation agreement. when it's
And
ready.
then lastly, we need to know what 988 means. Is that
The suicide
It's
awareness.
just suicide
So
line.
it's like a 311 for
All right.
suicide awareness.
awesome?
If we're getting into that, well, I absolutely support the Park District donation agreement, supporting the artwork. Because it's at a skate park and it's a 5-foot concrete wall, are we putting bumps on it so people don't actually skate on it, or how is that?
So it's a wall, but it's more like a sign display, and something we're going to look at as well is, do we put like the deterrents? I don't know the official name of them that they have on the Riverwalk for the benches and so on, to deter that type of activity.
Okay.
But we think because it's going to be raised like 4 or 5 feet up in the air, it's not going to be like, it's a display board, but it's concrete, so it's stable, it's durable, and it's going to last for the period of 10 years.
Okay, but we're gonna put something on it, so. it's
Yeah,
not
we
an
talked about
additional
that, yes.
Feature to skateboard
Mhm.
on, okay.
Yeah.
Cool, awesome. All right, does that cover all the questions and comments on this item? All right.
All right.
Sounds
Thank
great.
you. Appreciate it.
Thank you. All right, fleet equipment purchase.
Good evening. Staff intend to present the purchase of a 2025 Toro Z Master 7500D at a meeting in May. This 144-inch batwing mower would be purchased from Reinders, Inc., utilizing a contract awarded by the Sourcewell Purchasing Network. An order would be placed following board approval with immediate delivery available. Our Toro sales rep had also indicated that price increases have been implemented to offset rising material costs, though they would honor our original price quote for an additional 30 days, which expires at the beginning of next month. An 11-foot production mower was listed in the 2025 Fleet Vehicle and Equipment Replacement Plan. Pivoting to the purchase of this 12-foot batwing mower allows for a savings of over $50,000. Funds are available to make this purchase, and more details will be provided in an upcoming weekly packet.
Great, thank you. Questions, comments? Nope. All right, thank you. Naperville Riverwalk Duck Sculpture Resolution.
As recently shared at the April 10th, 2025 Parks and Rec Committee meeting, the Downtown Naperville Alliance will continue its summer sculpture series with ducks as the theme for 2025. The Alliance is requesting permission to place a single duck on the Riverwalk just east of the Dandelion Fountain from June through September. Placement of the duck on the Riverwalk would occur during the summer months at the same time other sculptures are displayed on non-Riverwalk locations throughout the downtown area. In similar fashion to the lightscape display resolution that was recently approved by the board, display of public art on the Riverwalk, such as the duck sculpture, is considered a speech act. Speech acts are forbidden on the Riverwalk unless they occur within designated free speech areas or unless the speech act is that of the city or park district as a corporate act constituting government speech. In this instance, the Park District could formally adopt and direct the board installation of the sculpture through approval of a resolution by the board. Renderings of the sculpture were included in the weekly packet. The artwork theme proposed by the sponsor, local landscape architecture firm Gary R. Weber and Associates, reflects a river and native shoreline. That rendering was very special to them as they are working on several of the projects along the river, including some of the shoreline restoration projects. GRW works closely with the commission and has provided their services and guidance for several projects throughout the years. Also included in the packet were 2 renderings from the DNA of plaques that are affixed to the base of the sculptures that will also incorporate a QR code to facilitate fan favorite voting. At the committee meeting, we did discuss comfort levels with the inclusion of event sponsors on the plaques, and I believe there was a consensus to move or to allow them to remain. So the next steps after tonight's discussion would be to bring a resolution recognizing a duck sculpture display on the Naperville Riverwalk as an act of government speech for approval at an upcoming meeting in May. Are there any questions?
Any questions? I'm sorry, I'm loading it up. You said there was consensus to include the event sponsor, so that was the image, sorry, it's loading here, with the 3
There were a couple, yeah.
as opposed to
So
the one
the-
with the less.
Correct. The Downtown Naperville Alliance,
I thought there was consensus for the other one.
Consensus from the Parks and Rec Committee?
yes.
I thought I heard it was the other way
We did. We
around.
wanted the less.
The partnering sponsors removed.
I didn't remember, we actually came to consensus though, I'm sorry.
Correct. What staff took from that meeting was that the consensus was for the sign with the less logos that would just have the Downtown Naperville Alliance on there and not the corporate logos.
Right, so sponsors removed.
Yes.
Is that, okay.
Okay.
That's, yeah, that was the consensus. That's what I recall from the Parks and Rec Committee meeting.
Okay.
Okay. We can, and they were fine with both of those
They were, okay.
options, so we will represent that information back to them.
Yeah. Any questions or comments on this? No? Okay. I mean, I prefer the sponsored removed, but, cool. All right, sounds good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Then we will move on to department updates. We'll start with the admin.
Good evening. This year's Memorial Day Parade will be held on Monday, May 26th. Please let me know if you are interested in participating in the Healing Field of Honor and standing along the sidewalk while holding a flag. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, thank you. Next up is finance.
Good evening. The team has been working on developing the 3-year plan. Assumptions will be brought to the Finance Committee for discussion at the April 30th meeting, and then the assumptions will be brought to the entire board at the May 22nd meeting. Do you have any questions? Thank you.
Oh, no, we're good? All right,
Oh.
thank you.
Nope, thank you.
All right, golf?
Good evening. A couple things on the golf side. Staff is currently investigating the use of autonomous mowers at the golf courses, specifically looking at mowing on the driving range. The autonomous mowers are making significant inroads now with golf courses as issues of time, labor, and cost are making it more difficult and costly to maintain golf courses. We had one of our manufacturers bring out a model for staff to kind of experience how it works and see how it does. This mower is an all-electric autonomous mower. And it mows an area that has boundaries set using GPS. It can be scheduled to mow day or night, and will automatically return to its charging station as needed. So staff is kind of looking ahead here, considering the range might be a good spot for having an autonomous mower. It will bring the obvious benefit of not only the reduced labor costs and fuel costs, but also provides the benefit of limiting the amount of time we need to close the range for maintenance for mowing. The autonomous mower can mow the range while it's open, and allowing the range to remain open during times when it's currently closed for maintenance. We're going to continue to evaluate this mower and other similar options and kind of determine if this technology is something that we should be considering for our golf courses in the future. Along the lines of new technology, earlier this month, both courses were able to allow our golf carts out. And with that, the new carts at Springbrook were put out on the course for the first time. Early feedback has been very positive. Patrons are enjoying the smooth and quiet operation and the new GPS screens. Carts have operated so far without any issues. Most have been out daily for only 18 holes, but a couple have been out there for as many as 2 rounds in a day and managed to complete both rounds on one charge. So far so good. Lots of good feedback from our patrons, and people are really appreciating the update. Looking ahead, some of our daily leagues will begin play this week, and a number of here in May. We have our permanent tee time starting this weekend. These groups can prepay for the entire year, same tee time all year for 22 weeks, and right now we have over 200 golfers part of this program. And finally, our daily play has been picking up with the weather improving. I actually looked at the tee sheet earlier today, just before I came out here, and with the beautiful weather we've had over 500 rounds combined between the 2 golf courses. So obviously we're looking ahead to seeing more of this. Once the weather kind of gets a little bit more consistent, we expect it will be along the same lines.
Awesome. Questions?
I know we've talked before about autonomous mowers for other parts. Do we have some still? Or
We don't own any. We do have a contract provider.
Okay. I couldn't remember how that worked, if we had actually bought any or not. So if we did want to buy them in the future, would it be something that could be used between everything, so it's kind of
Yeah.
like spread out?
It would be able to, you can set it up for wherever you would like. The only issue or the only thing that would hold it back is you'd have to take the charging station to move to various areas where you want to mow. And obviously with the charging station, you'd have to have electric available, at least for the ones we were looking at.
Okay. I wonder if they work on multiple chargers, like if you have 2 in different places, or it's only connected to one?
Yeah, I mean, as long as you had a charging station that you can use, you can have a multiple charging station, you can just bring the unit to different spots.
Okay.
But the cut in the greens would be much more precise, right? I mean,
You know, actually, some of these are taking it all the way down to like fairway height,
Oh, really?
which is like a ½ inch. So they are pretty precise. The ones we were using, we were mowing at just over 2½ inches. It looks like a large Roomba, actually.
yeah.
I was going to say, we should name them. Because I was thinking it's like a Roomba, and we should have like a little community contest and name them, just, down the road.
Well, actually, we had it out during Golf-A-Palooza, and the kids loved it. They were all hitting the golf balls at it.
That was a good question. Did you say you can keep playing the range while
Yeah.
it's out there?
Yeah,
So it
it
could
was
be like
just
a target?
tracking them back and forth. And
Put a basket on it? Cool.
yeah.
All right. Very cool. Sorry, Golfpalooza already
That was this
happened?
past weekend.
Okay, how'd
it
it
was a
go?
little cool, but we had a great turnout.
Okay.
I think about 85 kids
So
total.
I think it was sold out because I
It
was
was sold
late. I
out.
went to look to see if I
Yep.
could add them on. So that's, a great situation. So it was a good time. Awesome.
Everybody had a great time.
Very cool. Awesome. All right. Thank you. Human resources.
Good evening. Last week, the first of a series of personnel policy briefings was rolled out. All of our full-time supervisors are required to attend the briefing series. The first session reviewed personnel policies that were updated or new effective January 1st and March 14th. It also included a review of several established policies. Over the course of the remaining briefings, supervisors will walk through our entire personnel policy manual. The goal is to solidify the supervisor's understanding of the district's policies and garner feedback on policies that require clarification to assist the supervisors with policy administration. On a different note, Earlier today, Lisette Zuniga, our HR administrator, presented at the Your Brand Matters Kids Matter event at Naperville North High School. These events are a great way to support the students in our community and our community partners. It's also a great way for us to get students thinking of the Naperville Park District as a future employer. And that is all for this evening.
Great. All right, thank you. Information technology.
Good evening. So for IT, just a few quick updates. One is we're preparing to head to the summer because we're almost into May. Kind of hard to believe. Just working to ensure that summer operations are all set from a technology standpoint, redeployment of computers into seasonal sites, prep of phones and communication for day camp, things of that nature. Today we also kicked off a project to roll out a password management solution from Keeper Security. Over the last couple of months, we've piloted the solution with about 20 staff, and it was really successful. We're now planning to roll out to approximately 80 additional staff, just to be constantly improving our cybersecurity position. And then finally, last updates I provided was leading into some network projects on new firewalls. That's kicked off. The hardware is in with the vendor that we're working with, and we're looking to have that new equipment in place before the start of the summer season for the firewalls, as well as the ongoing back-end network upgrades that we're in process with. So that's all I have.
Great. Anything? No? Awesome, thanks. Marketing and communications.
Good evening. I have a few updates for the board. First of all, in the board memo dated April 11th, so a couple weeks ago, we detailed the sponsorship for Q1, and we brought in more than $208,000 of the $360,000 2025 goal, so we're making great progress with that. It's a 7.45% increase over Q1 of 2024, and also notable is that we brought on 8 additional new partners and expanded commitments with 3 partners, additional partners. So we're doing really well with that. I also wanted to provide a Q1 social media update, which I've been doing periodically, kind of letting you know some of the new things that we're doing. So we saw some notable growth in overall engagement and content performance. I was talking earlier with the new board member orientation that we've done a lot with regard to Reels on Instagram and also putting that on Facebook, and we've seen an excellent lift as far as engagement is concerned. And I think we're also seeing kind of some nice ripple effects, whether it's registration or people just kind of engaging with our content. So I think that it's really helping with the messaging overall in the community. In 2025, one of our marketing goals, and specifically social media, has to do with YouTube. Now, we've had a YouTube channel for a while, really hadn't done a whole lot with it, but as you know, we've got the Park Talk podcast, so we kind of married those two ideas together, and instead of doing an audio-only podcast, we're using YouTube to put a whole video on it, making it basically a vlog. So that's been pretty exciting for us. We have 8 long-form videos out there currently, which has earned a combined 2,200 views and 152 watch hours, which sounds sort of impressive for just having launched that. So we're looking to do more of that as we go along, and we'll kind of fine-tune that process as well, and then also evaluate YouTube for other content, because I do think that it's another platform that we need to be on. Remember what I'm mentioning now, because Andrea's going to talk about something that's related to this in her update. So we've been also doing some paid advertising on Facebook, and this is something that we've done for the last few years. We've done some for memberships in Centennial Beach. We've done some for paid golf advertising, kind of dabbled in that over time. We're running a current ad on Facebook for preseason beach memberships, and it's performing really well. So we've had about 38,000 views, 288 link clicks, and a $500 budget. So it's a really economical way to push content out there. So it's going to run through Q2, which is basically almost when the preseason sales ends. And we're seeing some nice correlations between this campaign and what Andrea is seeing with some of the beach membership numbers. So more to come on that later. And then we continue to partner with park staff on our Improving Your Parks campaign, which we've done a lot with the drone footage and working with Tim's staff as far as talking about a lot of projects that are in the community. Again, really working through educating the community about what we're doing and why we're doing it in the parks, which has gotten a lot of great traction as well. And then lastly, I want to talk about our forthcoming NPD parade crew, which we're pretty excited about. Brought to the Parks and Rec Committee several months ago, and also mentioned, kind of in passing to the board, that we were working on a new parade initiative. And it's a great opportunity. I mean, Naperville has 4 parades, 3 of which we would be marching in. And I think it's a great opportunity to really have our brand be front and center. So this is an initiative that's going to involve staff who are interested, and of course, board members. And we're going to outfit everybody that wants to be a part of it. We'll have t-shirts and sweatshirts and stocking caps for winter. And so we're going to have kind of a whole branded opportunity to get out there for the 3 parades, which would be St. Patrick's Day, Labor Day, and then Holiday Lights Parade. So more to come on this. I will detail everything out because it is kind of a lot of information. I'll put it in a weekly board packet memo, and then I'll have more information as far as how you can get involved. So yeah, looking forward to that too. Any questions?
Awesome.
All right, thank
Great,
you.
Thanks. Park Police.
Good evening. We are well into our summer hours for the season, which means 2 officers working each day, including Saturdays and Sundays, and 3 each night to give us north, central, and south coverage. We completed our Park Service officer interviews this week, and we intend on bringing on a total of 9 Park Service officers, with 5 of them being returned from last year. That should make it a little more efficient when it comes to training and scheduling. We continue to manage protests. We have one slated for tomorrow at Rotary Hill, and then on May 1st, Indivisible Naperville will be hosting another one downtown. May is National Bike Month. We will be kicking off a regional e-bike initiative with the Fox Valley Park District, Kane, Will, and DuPage County Forest Preserves to promote topics including responsible bike riding. These are intended to cover a wide array of topics focused on safety, understanding e-bike classifications, and sharing the trails. We have different dates scheduled throughout the month where we will be working with some of these surrounding forest preserves to actually set up a information booth, for lack of a better description, along the bike paths. An example for us would be down off of Royce Road, where our paths connect with the DuPage County paths that run down Green Road and the Will County paths that run through Wayland Lake, and just have representative of each department there to hand out information regarding e-bikes and some of the safety initiatives that we'll be involved with for the month. All right?
Is it going to be like if cyclists want to stop and engage with you, or is it going to be the officers actually stopping the cyclists?
We will, hopefully they shouldn't be going by so fast that we couldn't get their attention, and then we can hand out, we have pamphlets created, we'll have signage along the way leading up to where we're at. That'll give them the opportunity to engage with us if they want to, but they could certainly ride right past if they chose not to.
Okay.
So.
Any other? Cool.
All right.
Thank you. Parks.
Starting things off with a fleet update. As touched on earlier tonight with the discussion of the new mower purchase, 2 of our larger equipment vendors, Toro and John Deere, both indicated that equipment prices would be increasing, or in Toro's case have already increased, due to rising material costs. At this point in time, we're sitting in a strong position as far as cost increases and our 2025 fleet vehicle and equipment replacement plan is concerned. We've already ordered or purchased several pieces of equipment from those 2 vendors this year. Also, Ford indicated that they would stop taking orders on 2025 F-Series trucks on May 1st, which will require purchases after that date to come from dealerships, dealership lots, and typically with a higher price. All of our orders for the year have already been placed with the trucks as well. So again, we're in a good spot and able to dodge unexpected price increases. As always, our team will continue to investigate cost-effective alternatives, which are becoming more and more necessary as equipment prices seem to climb every year. Out in the parks, despite the what spell of weather we had. We have had a great couple weekends of prepping and setting up ball fields, soccer fields, and providing the restroom and custodial duties that come with them. Mowing season's finally arrived. Crews are out in full force, trying to stay on top of things before our summer reinforcements arrive. And despite a few days of uncooperative weather over the weekend, staff was able to support the Great Egg Hunt and a baseball tournament, both at Frontier Park. Taking advantage of some of the dry days we had before the wet spell, our Central Parks crew was able to have the community garden plot set up early and potentially shift the opening date. And we've also hosted multiple volunteer events, and including just yesterday, a group of over 50 who assisted with mulching, weeding, and providing general cleanup at Centennial Beach. At the April 10th meeting, I provided an update regarding an upcoming woodland restoration project at DuPage River Park, funded in part by a generous donation by the Iyer family. Earlier this week, the tree removal portion of the project was completed, and next week, staff will begin to install the 100-plus trees to recreate the native forest canopy. A majority of the South Division is working together on this project. If you have an opportunity to stop by, the area looks quite a bit different right now.
Awesome.
Any questions?
Any questions? No, that's great. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, planning and development.
So I have an update on planning, trades, and custodial divisional work. The planning division is working on the design and construction documents for the implementation of numerous improvement projects as part of the 2025 capital budget. The trades division, on the other hand, staff are focusing on preseason maintenance tasks associated with Centennial Beach Bathhouse and Centennial Grill. Staff will begin to treat water and monitor and maintain water chemistry at Centennial Beach once the beach is filled, which is being filled right now, which is great news. Completion of water startup for park irrigation, restroom buildings, and drinking fountains, startup of the splash pads at the 95th Street Community Plaza at Frontier Sports Complex and Wolf's Crossing Community Park, including water startup, spray feature maintenance, and shade sail installation. Continue to collect key asset data for the computerized maintenance management system software startup. Coordinating and performing annual inspections of fire sprinkler systems, fire alarm systems, elevators, RPZs, otherwise known as backflow preventers. Redeploying retention pond aerator systems for the season, replacing the HVAC systems and paddleboat quarry rental structure. And with respect to signage, trades division staff are in the process of replacing old pond rule signage with new signage. Additionally, staff are fabricating new park ID signs at various sites throughout the park system for installation later this spring and summer. And then with respect to the custodial division, staff are working on completing deep cleaning at the clubhouses of both golf courses and have moved on to deep cleaning preschool rooms at the Seeger Park Interpretive Center and Knock Knolls Nature Center, and performing deep cleaning tasks at Centennial Beach and Centennial Grill. So that's the update.
It's a little busy.
Couple things.
Just, yeah, a couple things you're working on. Any questions? No. All right.
Thank you.
Sounds good. Thanks. And recreation.
Good evening. You can tell we all work together on the same projects. So really quick, first of all, an update. Typically every year I bring you all the independent contractors that are going to generate payments over exceeding $30,000. We've had one more pop up for a good reason. This spring session, our Orange Crush lacrosse program participation levels have increased significantly for the session, and due to this increase, we are expecting to have a payment that will exceed $30,000. So I will be bringing it to you at the next board meeting for approval. Any questions? Okay. All right. Back on April 12th, the Park District and the Police Department collaborated on the Shred event. I wanted to let you know that we had a very successful event. We had 708 cars come through, then collectively shredded 21,360 pounds of paper. So all three trucks were almost filled to capacity, and cars were able to move very quickly through the line with little disruption on Jackson Avenue. So it was a great event if anyone was down there. All right. Every spring, we come to a point in the season when the Recreation Department knows summer is right around the corner, and you're going to hear a lot of the same stuff. This week, it hit us hard. We had Centennial Beach. We are in the final phase of preseason preparations, and it is filling. We hope to have it filled by next Monday, which is when we will start lifeguard training. Right now, we currently have 65 lifeguard applicants that will be going through the training, and we hope to retain 50 to 60 of those lifeguards. Beach membership sales are running higher than last season at the same time, with over 1,300 passes sold. As Samara was mentioning, it's kind of in direct correlation with some of our marketing, so we're really happy to hear that. The garden plots are set to open this weekend. Thanks to the hard work of the Parks Department and, of course, the cooperative weather, we were able to open ahead of schedule. So we are opening a week early, so we're very excited for that to take place. And then summer registration will kick off this upcoming Monday morning at 8:30 for residents and Thursday morning at 8:30 for non-residents. During the summer registration, we also have some of our summer camps that are already in progress. Another correlation to the direct marketing, the marketing department did a big push for our summer day camps out at Frontier Park, and we saw a huge increase over the last couple weeks. So we're really thankful for that direct marketing. And finally, staff continue to process numerous park rental applications. So far this year, we have received 312 rental requests, and to date, we have booked 175 of those rentals. So people just love our parks and the pavilions. So, okay, any questions? All right, thank you.
No, thank you.
Just getting too excited. Not in a sad way. Okay. So it's time to recognize our outgoing commissioner. So first of all, I want to start with congratulations, President Gibson, on your election to the Naperville City Council. As you will be assuming your new duties next week, tonight is your last meeting as a member of the Park Board of Commissioners. We want to take this opportunity to recognize and thank you for your 4 years of service to the Naperville Park District and the community. While you were first elected to the Park Board in 2021, it was immediately clear that you were driven to make a meaningful impact. Just 1 month after your election, you stepped up as board president, and for the past 3 years, you've demonstrated strong, thoughtful leadership as board president. In that time, we've seen firsthand what makes you such an effective leader. You listen, build relationships, and follow through. You don't just show up, you come prepared, ask thoughtful and tough questions, and always keep the best interests of our community at heart. Perhaps most notably, you took the opportunity to fully immerse yourself in the world of the Park District, learning all you could. Your commitment and drive led you to achieve IAPD Master Board Member status just halfway through your term, an outstanding accomplishment and a testament to the work you've put in. Additionally, during your tenure as a commissioner and with your oversight as board president, the Park District continued to accomplish many amazing things. Some of those highlights include acceptance of a donation of 40 acres of property adjacent to Naperville Park, which is now known as the Frank J. Russ Preserve, dedication of the Rothermill Family Pickleball Courts at Frontier, dedication of the Rothermill Family Skate Facility at Centennial Park, celebrating Springbrook Golf Course's 50th anniversary, opening 2 new parks, Naper Commons and Heritage Place, bringing the total number of district parks to 138, approval and initiation of a partnership with Wintrust for the naming of synthetic turf field at Knock Park, and you presided over many ribbon cuttings for playground renovations, all of which were great opportunities to celebrate and connect with neighbors across the community. We appreciate your commitment to helping move these and many other projects forward for the benefit of the district and the people we serve. In recognition of your service, over the, I'm not going to pull, I'm going to drop it if I pick it up. I'll pick it up after I say this. In recognition of your service over the past 4 years, it's my honor to present you with a framed photo of the beautiful spring bluebells at Knocknalls Park with the Nature Center in the background. We know this park is a special place for you and your family, and we hope this photo serves as a meaningful reminder of your time on the board. Thank you for your dedication, your leadership, and your contributions as a park board member, and we wish you all the best.
Thank you. Thank you. You went through this. Knocknalls is my favorite park, so thank you. It's really been an honor to work with all of you. I feel weird in this new setup, but really just to have played such a small part. I mean, all of those things you listed feel kind of silly to mention tied to me because it really was such a small part. I was at Commissioner-elect Aishwarya's onboarding today, and just, it's amazing the wealth of knowledge that the staff has at the Park District. And so many different fields. I feel like before I got involved with the Park District, you know, I just thought playgrounds. I didn't even know that playground and park weren't synonymous. But it's amazing over the last 4 years, the patience you've all shown me, and listening to Director Schutz go on the list of everything you're doing right now even, it's so much, and I hope our community takes time when they're enjoying our parks and playgrounds and facilities to recognize the staff that go behind that. I say it over and over again, the Naperville Park District really is what makes Naperville such an amazing community. I know we're always on that list when we get number 1. They mention green space, they mention parks, but I don't know if the average resident realizes just how much the Naperville Park District touches every aspect of our community. You can't drive across town without passing 5 of our parks. So really our whole community owes you a debt of gratitude, and it's been an honor working with all of you and your teams, from the leadership team down to, you know, the people that work at our facilities and out at the parks doing the maintenance and landscaping. I love coming to Fort Hill. It's such a community feel. It's really been an honor working with all of you, so thank you. And the board, thank you for being amazing colleagues. So, yeah, I'm very humbled, but thank you. Thank you. All right. All right. I do want this pretty picture. I'm good.
And just real quick, President Gibson, on behalf of the entire staff, thank you for your support, your leadership over the last 4 years. It has been truly a pleasure working with you in this capacity, and we look forward to seeing you continue that leadership with City Council. So,
I look forward to continuing. Obviously, the city and the Park District have a really great relationship, so I'm looking forward to continuing that. So awesome. Well, thank you all.
Thank you.
I'm sure I will see you all the time. So it's not a big. Where do you want it? Yes, for the last time, I will mention that our next regular meeting of the Park Board of Commissioners will be May 8th, 2025, at 7 p.m. here at Fort Hill Activity Center. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
Move to adjourn the April 24th, 2025 regular meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Thank you, everyone.